As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point. Natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits.
Yep, that's what we're doing today. Your daily dose of stupidity.
Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized and more intelligent. But as time went on, things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction, a dumbing down.
My daughter's name is Ortam. We liked Autumn, but we wanted it to be easier for her to spell when she learns to write her name. What is Ortam? Yeah, Ortam. That's bully fuel right there. Like first day of school, teacher gonna read the names. Do we got a Ortam?
How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
Harvard researchers have found children who live in high fluoride areas have significantly lower IQs.
Enjoy your extra big-ass fries.
Hello, this is Hank Hill, and I'm telling you what, you need to listen to Alex Jones.
Researchers found members of Congress, on average, speak at a 10th grade level. Most Americans read at an 8th or 9th grade level.
Look now, I'll talk slow so as you can understand me.
It was just a few thousand years ago that our ancestors were using primitive grunts to communicate.
Having kids is such an important decision.
We're just waiting for the right time. It's not something you want to rush into, obviously.
No way.
Oh shit, I'm pregnant again!
I got too many damn kids. Thought you was on the pill or some shit.
I just found out a bear is a real thing. Genuinely thought it was a made-up animal for stories and teddies. A made-up animal. A made-up animal. A bear is a made-up animal, guys. I am mind blown. This girl tweeted, "My HIV results came back positive. I'm clean." Yeah, when your results are positive, it means you should have a positive outlook on life and that you are definitely Gucci.
Must have been thinking of Brittany.
Brittany? No, you didn't. There's no way we could have a child now. Not with the market the way it is, no.
God, no. That just wouldn't make any sense.
Come on over here, bitch! He don't care about you!
Yeah, well, there must be something he likes over here.
It is the right of all Americans, as Cotton has taught me, to own a gun, even though I'm not so good at shooting them.
A Japanese machine gun blew my shins off in WW2. Yeah! I'm gonna fuck all y'all! That's my boy!
Cleavon is lucky to be alive. He attempted to jump a jet ski from a lake into a swimming pool and impaled his crotch on an iron gate. But thanks to recent advances in stem cell research and the fine work of Doctors Krinsky and Altshuler, Cleavon should regain full reproductive function.
Get your hands off my junk!
So Ashley and all her friends decided to take a picture posing by a cell tower. And somebody is gonna comment, "Are you from Paris?" Like, oh my god, look, she's clearly in Paris right now. Like, that's the Eiffel Tower right behind her. Duh. This is real life, guys. This is real life where somebody thought a cell tower was an Eiffel Tower. Well, I mean, they're both towers, so like, you ain't wrong.
And so it went for generations, although few, if any, seemed to notice. But in the year...
Me, baby?
We finally decided to have children, and I'm not pointing fingers, but it's not going well.
And this is helping.
I'm just saying that before I have in vitro, maybe you should be willing to...
It's always me, right?
Well, it's not my sperm count.
What if it was like the Jerry Springer Show and giant Walmarts? What if that had been that movie 2001? So I kind of was thinking, like, just take that chart from when that was made to now and project it out and just like see where that would go. And
the years passed, and mankind became stupider at a frightening rate.
Unfortunately, Trevor passed away from a heart attack while masturbating to
Internal investigation that shows the agency targeted the Tea Party and conservative groups.
that does scare me. I think I'm just going to make sure to not use the words Tea Party or Constitution in any of my work.
All right, who are you? CIA, FBI, ATF?
While gun ownership is at an all-time high, crime is down.
No one will be able to be armed.
A French study that was just released finds rats that are fed genetically engineered corn suffered from tumors and severe organ damage.
This is the first study that's looking at the effects on rats of eating genetically modified foods over their lifetimes. They gave the rats the genetically modified corn. They gave them the genetically modified corn with the herbicide that the corn is used with.
And there's a woman answering the phone the same way next to me all day long. I'm alphabetizing in my sleep. I'm just like...
Corporate accounts payable, Nina speaking. Just a moment. 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 Corporate accounts payable, Nina speaking. Just a moment.
This is a good job, and this is what it is. Oh my God, what's going to happen to me, you know?
Next Friday is Hawaiian Shirt Day. So, you know, if you want to, go ahead and...
Especially back then.
A kid found this in the creek and asked if it was from the Civil War. A cassette tape, you know, from the 90s. I'm a 90s girl. We grew up with cassette tapes.
Because I remember actually driving on I-35. It was like something tan. It was a tanning salon. It said exotic tan for men. And I had no idea that tanning salons had turned into, you know, hand job places or whatever it was.
Oh my gosh, you guys, all my friends had birthdays this year. Oh my gosh, that's so relatable. All my friends have birthdays this year too. It's like everybody I know and everyone they know has birthdays this year too. So, hashtag relatable.
Where it's like, I think it's like H&R Block adult tax return with release, and like there's like a Pollo Loco or Pollo Borracho adult chicken. I don't know. what we and then we just did everything Costco.
Gentlemen, the President of America! President Camacho! Shut up!
solution. I got a three-point plan to fix everything.
I alone can fix it.
Fix the problems with all the dead crops. He's gonna make them grow again.
We will make America great again.
Number one, we got this guy not sure. He's gonna fix everything.
I know the best people. I know the best managers. I know the best deal makers. I know people that will make us so strong. I know guys that are so good.
He's got a higher IQ than any man alive.
It's Trump the Thumper.
My God! The hostile takeover of Donald Trump on Vince McMahon!
We've uncovered lost footage of the presidential candidate back in 2007 at...
I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created. I tell you that. I know more about ISIS than the generals do. You know, I have to give my credentials all the time.
You know, I'm like a smart person.
So smart. Give you my word.
Believe me, folks. Believe me. We are going to have the best of the best.
I should be honest with you, Mr. President. I don't know how to be Secretary of anything. I mean, I've never even voted, actually. I don't know what the Secretary of the Interior even is.
And Carson turned down a role in the Trump administration. But he, quote, feels he has no government experience. He's never run a federal agency. The last thing he would want to do was take a position that could cripple the presidency, unquote.
I don't want to work within the government. I've made that pretty clear.
Come on, Scro. Don't be a pussy.
Big day for the presidential transition team. President-elect Donald Trump has formally offered retired neurosurgeon Ben Carson the position of Secretary of the Department of Housing and Urban Development.
You wouldn't get back. Thank you for coming back.
Is something that's conducive to human rights violations that we should be concerned about and condemning.
Senator confirmed again, it's an area that I'd want to understand in greater detail in terms of the facts on the ground. I'm not disputing anything you're saying because I know you have access to information that I do not have.
This from the Los Angeles Times.
For all of these answers that you've given me, does the president-elect agree with you?
The president-elect and I have not had the opportunity to discuss this specific issue or the specific area.
So I assume to some degree that you've had some discussion about what it is that worldview is going to be in order to understand whether you're willing to execute that on behalf of the person you're going to work for.
In a broad construct and in terms of the principles that are going to guide that, yes, sir. The question would have to be put to ExxonMobil.
And let me ask you, do you lack the knowledge to answer my question, or are you refusing to answer my question?
A little of both.
And I would like your views on the relative advantage of measuring, doing assessments and using them to measure proficiency or to measure growth.
Thank you, Senator, for that question. I think if I'm understanding your question correctly around proficiency, I would also correlate it to competency and mastery, so that each student is measured according to the advancement that they're making in each subject area.
Well, that's growth. That's not proficiency.
Well, the proficiency is if they've reached a third grade level for reading, etc. Well, I will refer back to Senator Enzi and the school that he was talking about in Wapiti, Wyoming. I think probably there, I would imagine that there's probably a gun in the school to protect from potential grizzlies.
What's your priority among our nuclear triad?
Well, first of all, I think we need somebody absolutely that we can trust, who's totally responsible. If we didn't have the power of weaponry today, the power is so massive that we can't just leave areas that 50 years ago or 75 years ago we wouldn't care. It was hand-to-hand combat. I have a son. He's 10 years old. He has computers. He is so good with these computers. It's unbelievable. The security aspect of cyber is very, very tough.
This whole time asking someone else for their plan?
No. But when I do come up with a plan that I like and that perhaps agrees with mine or maybe doesn't, I may love what the generals come back with. Let me tell you, if I like maybe a combination of my plan and the general's plan or the general's plan, if I like their plan, Matt, I'm not going to call you up and say, Matt, we have a great plan.
The agencies of government, when I get there, that are gone: commerce, education,
And the, what's the third one there? Let's see. Oops.
Where water, the basic component of all life, had been deemed a threat to Brondo's profit margin. The solution came during the budget crisis of 2330, when the Brondo Corporation simply bought the FDA and the FCC.
As president, Donald Trump would sell off $16 trillion worth of U.S. government assets in order to fulfill his pledge to eliminate the national debt in 8 years.
Mr. Trump said he'd be able to eliminate the nation's $19 trillion national debt in just 8 years. And the Post notes that would require slashing the federal budget in half. How is this realistic policy that he can sell to voters?
Well, there are assets. The federal government has assets, too, that you could sell or trade for some of the debt. So
Donald Trump campaigned as if he was going to be the voice of average working people. He said over and over again that he was going to represent the silenced worker of America. Actually, what has happened filled his administration with nominees who are millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires, and appointed the most anti-worker Secretary of Labor in modern history.
You're tired of a government that works only for Wall Street and the special interests.
President-elect Donald Trump turned to former Goldman Sachs banker and movie financier Steve Mnuchin to be the next Treasury Secretary.
The C-SPAN networks bring you long-form public affairs programming from the nation's capital and are a public service of your television provider. C-SPAN, created by cable.
Jack Dromey.
Mr. Chairman, it's a pleasure to serve under your chairmanship. America is a great country, the land of the free, one of our oldest allies. Donald Trump is a fool. He is free to be a fool. He is not free to be a dangerous fool on our shores. Now, some of the foolish things that Donald Trump has said. The concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make U.S. manufacturing non-competitive. It's freezing and snowing in New York. We need global warming. John McCain's not a war hero. He's a war hero because he has captured. I like people that weren't captured. Okay, I hate to tell you. He then went on to the offensive. He said, I would build a great wall, this is in relation to Mexico, and nobody builds walls better than me. Believe me. And I'll build them very inexpensively. I will build a great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words. Now, I will.
The honourable member makes an excellent case as to why Donald Trump is a buffoon, not a criminal, a buffoon.
Mnuchin has deep ties to Wall Street, including working as a partner for Goldman Sachs, where his father also worked. Under Mnuchin's ownership, IndyMac foreclosed on 36,000 families, particularly elderly residents trapped in reverse mortgages. Mnuchin was accused of running a foreclosure machine.
And 5, to build the Trump International Hotel and Tower in Chicago. Steve Mnuchin's hedge fund also lent money to the project.
Here's some live breaking news. NBC News has just confirmed within the last few moments, confirmed from multiple sources, that the nominee from the Trump administration to be the new Secretary of State will be the CEO of Exxon, Rex Tillerson.
We're going to drain the swamp of corruption. Funny how that term caught on, isn't it? I tell everyone, I hated it.
Trump's Commerce Secretary picked Wilbur Ross as a billionaire private equity investor. Ross specializes in flipping bankrupt companies for profit, often buying the U.S. companies at low prices, then selling them to overseas investors.
Stephen Mnuchin has said that he will seek to privatize Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac now. That's going to be a huge windfall for the hedge funds.
He said to Reuters, I would say it'll be close to a dismantling of Dodd-Frank.
He said that once he gets into office, he's going to repeal Dodd-Frank. He's going to loosen financial regulations. So if there was any question about what kind of president Donald Trump is going to be, I think that it was answered last week when executives at Morgan Stanley made $10 million in the immediate days following Donald Trump's victory.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
We're going to get rid of the lines between states. That's why you have lines around the state.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
The wall just got 10 feet taller.
Okay, look.
The distinction that the professor is making is that you can have a so-called conflict of interest, but it doesn't necessarily make it illegal. There is nothing that legally restricts the president from self-dealing.
He's the president-elect, okay? He is going to have conflicts of interest, okay? He is no more putting it in a blind trust, okay? That's why we elected him president. It's because he's a true chief executive officer, and he knows how to tell people what to do.
So like a month ago, I said, drain the swamp. Place went crazy. I said, whoa. Trump steaks. Where are the steaks? Do we have steaks? We have Trump steaks. When it comes to great steaks, I've just raised the stakes.
I think it's a great time to start a mortgage company.
The plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
I would build a great wall.
Hey, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest guy in the world? Yeah.
Somebody said drain the swamp. I said, oh, that's so hokey. That is so terrible.
Critics want Trump to liquidate his operations, not just cede management to his children, which could be a potential conflict of interest.
Transparency, which you were touting yesterday, is woefully lacking where it matters most. We do not know what the business dealings are for the kids or for Trump, and you were supposed to tell us today, and you delayed.
Hey, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay?
What happened to President Trump's records from when he attended military school back in the 1960s? The mystery erupted today with a front-page story in the Washington Post. Here's Les Trent.
According to the Post, officials here at the New York Military Academy scrambled to secure Trump's records from a basement after allegedly being pressured by wealthy alumni and friends of Trump's back in 2011. The records were retrieved, they were placed in a secure spot, and they haven't been seen by prying eyes ever since.
Joining us now is the superintendent of the New York Military Academy, where young Donald Trump went to school. Please welcome Dr. Ned Stewart. Hello, Dr. Stewart. Richard Pizzulo graduated from New York Military Academy.
Why was there this attempt at secrecy when it came to Trump's records?
Well, there's a requirement for privacy with all records, but at the time, inside the media, Donald Trump was asking for Barack Obama's records, and people were trying to see if they'd get anybody at New York Military Academy to look up and leak what was inside of Trump's records.
All right, I've got those grades right here.
Oh, great. Well, may we see them?
Yes.
Yo, terrific. Oh, this is excellent.
Let's see here. I will read them.
Yes, please do.
It says here that in the 4th grade in math, Donald Trump got the 4th highest grade in the class.
Just last week, Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, testified that he pressured Trump's alma maters to keep the president's grades under wraps. Really? In math, he got the 4th highest grade?
4th best grade after A, B, and C. He got a D.
I see.
I'm talking about a man who declares himself brilliant, but directed me to threaten his high school, his colleges, and the college board to never release his grades or SAT scores.
SAT scores, are those on that page?
SAT, I'm glad you meant, yes.
Because everyone is curious about those, and I'd love to see that. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is a top secret file you have here.
Oh, yes.
What is his SAT score?
Well, look at that. He got a 1600.
Trump has said his parents enrolled him in the military school located about 60 miles outside Manhattan because I was a wise guy and they wanted to get me in line. 1600, that's a perfect score. I find that hard to believe. Can you hold that up again? Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Looks like he got a 16 and drew 2 boobs next to it.
Yeah, that is what it looks like. Yeah,
but he did a great job with them.
Yeah, well...
At Trump University, we teach success. That's what it's all about, success. It's going to happen to you.
Days later, someone called Trump's high school and demanded they find and bury Trump's transcript. So I would bet Trump's grades were so bad he couldn't even get into Trump University. But
We're going to have professors and adjunct professors that are absolutely terrific. My uncle was a great professor and scientist and engineer, Dr. John Trump. Terrific people, terrific brain.
I have a very good brain, and I've said a lot of things.
Successful, and honestly, if you don't learn from them, if you don't learn from me, if you don't learn from the people that we're going to be putting forward, and these are all people that are hand-picked by me,
I'm a smart person.
then you're just not going to make it in terms of the world of success.
President-elect Donald Trump is nearing a settlement in the fraud cases involving his now defunct for-profit Trump University.
That's right. Donald Trump agrees to pay $25 million settlement.
Settlement comes just days before a class action lawsuit in California was set to begin.
That's why I won't settle, because it's an easy case to win in court. You know, we're going to do very well in the case. I don't settle cases. Watch this. Then I said it again. Then I started saying it like I meant.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled programming to bring you this important message.
Bang, bang, bing, bing, bang, bang, bing, bing.
This is a test of President Trump's National Emergency Broadcasting System. This is only a test. Caravan, supercars,
prayer blankets.
Here's the story of a shameless grifter and the con men who were running his campaign. They were sucking on the teat of Mother Russia and also of Ukraine. It's the story of a guy named Putin who was rigging the electoral outcome, sending agents from the GRU to say, GRU dumb. And these agents met with Manafort and Sessions, Carter Page and Roger Stone and Michael Flynn, Jared Kushner and Donald Jr. Now what deep borscht they're in. Yeah, they're saying Papadopoulos will topple us, and Robert Mueller will have us all for lunch. Oh, but he is not inviting, he's indicting. That's the way they all became the Shady Bunch. The Shady Bunch. The Shady Bunch. That's the way they became the Shady Bunch. In a way, even Trump can't counterpunch.
This has been a test of President Trump's National Emergency Broadcasting System. If this had been a real emergency, President Trump would be throwing paper towels at you.
Bang, bang, bing, bing.
Here's the bottom line. We've got to keep our country safe. You look at what's happening. You look at what's happening in Germany. You look at what's happening last night in Sweden. Sweden. Who would believe this? Sweden. They took
Hey, Siri.
I have no f***ing idea.
They took in large numbers. They're having problems like they never thought possible. You look at what's
He just told a lie. Nothing happened last night in Sweden.
Folks, we were left a mess like you wouldn't believe. That mess that I was left by Obama.
You're making things up again, Donald. You're stretching the truth again, and you know it. Don't be like Kelly and Donald, because a lie is a lie. You're making things up again, Donald. You're eating the facts and then shitting out fiction. Please just stop doing that, Donald, or we're all gonna die.
Mr. President, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
Regarding your tiny little baby temper tantrums about the press, or as you call it, fake news, aren't you concerned, sir, that you are undermining the First Amendment?
The public doesn't believe you people anymore. Now, maybe I had something to do with that. I don't know. But they don't believe you. If you were straight and told it like it is, I would be your biggest booster. I would be your biggest fan in the world.
And if I may, what is your response to the headlines claiming that your White House is in total chaos?
There's zero chaos. We are running, this is a fine-tuned machine. I won. I mean, it's story after story after story.
You're rambling endlessly, Donald. You sound like my drunk Aunt Suzanne at Thanksgiving. You can't just say what you want, Donald. You're talking straight out of your hole. You're You're making things up again, psycho. You're scaring the shit out of most of the country. With all due respect to you, psycho. I don't think real presidents get their briefings from Fox and Friends, right?
No.
And we're back with my guest, President Donald Trump. Oh, it's still hard to say that. Donald, what about all the accusations continuing to swirl around you and Vladimir Putin? And when are you just going to put the rumors to rest and tell us, are you guys engaged?
We'll see what happens.
Well, he is very handsome. He's also a cold-blooded killer.
A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Why, you think our country's so innocent?
Does anybody really think that Hillary Clinton would be tougher on Russia than Donald Trump? Does anybody in this room really believe that?
I do. You're making things up again, Donald. Making sure of eating the facts and then shitting out fiction. Please just stop doing that, Donald, or you're gonna get us all killed. Who would believe a deranged hypocrite? Who would believe I'd be wishing for Mitt? They've dumped Rationale and Sean Spicer needs Valium. Is anybody buying this shit?
No.
You're making things up again, Donald.
I own nothing in Russia.
You're making things up again, Donald.
The news is fake.
You're making things up
We had a
again,
very smooth
Donald.
rollout of the travel ban.
You're making things up again, Donald.
Nobody mentions that Hillary received the questions to the debates.
Americans are dumber than ever before. The average IQ of Westerners has dropped by a staggering 14 points over the last century. We now have attention spans less than that of goldfish. Our children are also becoming stupider. Since 2006, the average SAT score has fallen 20 points. In Japan, high school students are at the same educational level as Americans who hold 4-year college degrees. For 2 million years of evolution, our brains grew larger, but there's been a reversal. Our brains are now physically shrinking. The anecdotal evidence isn't that encouraging either. Take a look.
World War II. Ever hear of it?
No.
No, you've never heard of World War II?
No.
Who were the two teams in World War II?
George Bush versus Saddam, whatever his name is. I don't know.
How many world wars have there been?
3. Can you tell me what democracy is?
No.
It's crap.
What kind of shit is that?
Name one country in Europe.
I don't know.
You don't know?
A country that starts with a U. Utopia.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
What do you think the TPP is?
TTP?
No, what is TTP?
The DPP?
The what?
TPP. I have no idea.
Nope. I have no idea what that is. I ain't got a clue. I have no idea.
I have no idea. The toilet paper products.
I'm being totally honest, I just don't care right now.
Do you know what the TPP is?
Nope.
What's TPP?
Toilet paper?
They're coming up with new ways to screw the people. Does that surprise you?
No.
Do you care?
Not really.
Why don't you bother to know about the trade?
I just don't care.
Who is Fidel Castro? A singer?
You guys here with the March Against Monsanto event?
Actually, no, we just kind of appeared here.
Do you know what it is?
No, we don't.
Do you know what Monsanto is?
Nope, not at all.
Have you heard about Monsanto?
No.
GMOs?
No.
You have any interest in it?
No.
I think they make carpet.
Genetically altered.
Monsanto.
Carpet?
Carpet company.
Is that what? Is Monsanto makes carpet?
Sure. I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as.
Oh, you are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
When the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776, we declared independence from England.
Yeah.
What date did they sign the Declaration of Independence?
The date? I don't know.
What date was that?
Okay. I'm a little bit mixed up with the Palestinians and the Israelis. Okay, which one is throwing the rocks?
How many sides does a triangle have?
Damn, 4.
There's no sides. Bitch, what?
What's Osama bin Laden most infamous for?
Osama?
Yeah.
Or Obama?
Osama.
I have no idea who Osama is. Obama, you should run for a third term because we need you.
Are you here voting for Obama's third term?
Yes, of course.
Obama's third term!
What does the DC and Washington, DC stand for?
Dominican Republic.
Washington, Dominican Republic.
There's a mosque.
Don't have any idea.
You want to guess?
An animal.
You're a basic bitch.
Who is the vice president?
Vice president. Oh my God. I'm gonna pass.
Are you stupid or something?
Which state does KFC come from?
What, the chicken? I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay, do you know what KFC stands for?
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Not only are we getting stupider, we're getting fatter as well. 70% of Americans are overweight, and obesity just hit an all-time high. 27.7% of the US population are obese. And did you know that obesity is directly linked with stupidity? Studies show that obese people have 8% less brain tissue than people of normal weight. The areas of the brain affected by this tissue loss relate to critical thinking and long-term memory. Obesity also hinders blood circulation around the brain, reducing intelligence and cognitive functioning. Eating fatty foods also has an immediate negative impact on short-term memory. So the fat pride movement, now being promoted by the media and the fashion industry, is not only encouraging chronic illnesses, it's institutionalizing the acceptance of stupidity. And I'm fully aware of the fact that people will accuse me and those who make these kind of videos as being cynical and snobbish because simply drawing attention to these kind of people appears to be an exercise in futility. But really, the solution lies in shaming these people. Dumb people should be idiocy shamed. It shouldn't be treated as acceptable to be completely ignorant of real issues or basic facts. In a truly progressive society, those who are most informed about things that matter should be perceived as the pinnacle of cool and trendy. But dominant mainstream culture has instead made cool moral relativism, dismantling vocabulary down to grunts and lame acronyms, and wearing your pants halfway down your ass.
And there was a time in this country a long time ago when reading wasn't just for fags, and neither was writing.
Popular culture has been designed to create an army of morons who are dependent on bread and circuses. A generation of young people whose acceptance amongst their friends depends on keeping up with the Kardashians and mindlessly regurgitating and mimicking the words and behaviour of classless, addle-brain, nihilistic degenerates. They've monetized apathy and stupor on an industrial scale. Instead of aspiring to be inventors, mavericks, entrepreneurs, something actually achievable, an entire generation has been tricked into pursuing the unobtainable goal of celebrity. They all waste their lives trying to become rappers, musicians, sports heroes, and movie stars. And for the vast, vast majority, it's never going to happen. The fallout from this, when it all goes wrong, is the obsession with expressing their unrequited narcissism through social media, which in turn makes them more depressed and more stupid. The ability to forge our own cultural narrative has been stolen from us. Our icons are fools. Our heroes are intellectual weaklings. Celebrities who express original thoughts are publicly shamed. Celebrities who parrot groupthink nonsense are exalted. We're the product of an entertainment industry and a culture that rewards intellectual conformity and denigrates curiosity and contrarian thinking. So is it any wonder that despite all our technology, all our progress, we're stupider than ever before?